This video isn't going to be a 100% guide into text files, however it is a quick guide into reading and writing them. So if you want to write a text file, you need to open it first. You don't actually need this keyword with, however, it makes it a lot easier because it means you don't have to manually close it. You don't have to do file.close or anything. It automatically closes it when you do with. So when you open the text file, you at the end do docs.txt so it knows it's a text file. If you did a .csv, it would be a CSV file or whatever you choose. This bit over here is just what you name it. So you name it score, it comes up as score. After the comma, you have some keywords. There are multiple. There's W, R, A, and I think there's like WR, W plus, whatever have you. To just write a text file, you use the keyword W. And so now it's opened, you need to store it as something so you can later reference it. Most people do as file or as F. However, you don't have to use the word file. If this was can, for example, it will be fine. Just you will use the word can to reference it. So now that we have the file, one of the methods we can use is .write, and that writes whatever we want into this file over here. There are two ways to do this. The first way, you don't have an extra line. So when you write it, there is no line after whatever you write. And we're storing it as a string because you have to store data in the text file as a string. So you put the string in and you convert whatever is in this variable score into a string. So it now becomes 100. The other way over here allows you to make a new line at the very end of it, just in case you're going to be adding more stuff on. It makes it a bit easier. For that, you use an F string and you put the word score in curly brackets. So you don't just put the word score in, you actually put the variable. And you do \n within the speech marks, so it creates a new line. And that's how you write a new text file. Here's how you actually read it though. It's the same process with open as file bit, except this time you're using the method .read. And you can just use .read right then and there. However, usually you would want to store it into a variable and then call it later on. So over here, we store it into the variable saved underscore score. And right now the text file is closed. However, that variable is still saved. So if we later call it over here, when we print it, it will print out the score. And here is the actual text file itself. You can see the first line is 100 and the next line is the new empty line. Hopefully this quick guide helped. But if you want a more in-depth guide into text files in general, subscribe so when I upload a video, you'll get notified.